So, good morning everyone. Today is May 24th. It is 7:16 a.m., which means it's about 12:16 in the morning back home. Today I am leading my first lesson at the secondary school. Today I am working with an English class on simple past tense sentences and verbs. So I'm teaching English, which is very exciting. I will also be visiting the primary school and getting my schedule put together for the rest of the next 2 weeks that I'll be here. So I've got a nice lesson plan written, handwritten. Hopefully I'll be able to get a recording of the lesson and put that up as well. I unfortunately was not able to film anything last night because I fell asleep. So I figured that I would share a little bit today about my experience yesterday. So I got introduced to the secondary school that I'd be working at. I got to meet several of the instructors as well as the associate principal, most of the staff, after which I went to the primary school that I'm going to be working at.
Hello. You can sit here.
Oh, right
Yes,
here.
in between.
Okay, awesome, sweet.
Beautiful ladies. Wow. Can you guys hold him like this? You can hold him like that.
Sure.
Just go on.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I need to get that with yours too.
Asante.
I haven't gotten yours, so one more.
Oh, one more. All right.
Hold like this. Just hold them and then hold you. Good.
So what are your names now that we're friends? Medina and Lavenda.
So these ones are the 8th graders. They'll be joining high school next year.
Okay, awesome.
Derek will be with us. Sawa. Give him maximum support, interact with him. He's training to be a teacher and you love him, I'm sure. Sawa.
Asante. We've been traveling on motorcycle, which is pretty exciting. So basically, what will happen is if we need to go somewhere, Joseph will call up this guy and he just comes on his bike and then the three of us ride off into the sunset. I've gotten to see a lot of town that is nearby.
Goats. You have goats?
We do have goats, yes. I was able to get a meal at a hotel.
Hello.
I had goat for the first time, which was very exciting, and I am slowly but surely learning a little bit of Swahili. My hosts and everyone says that I'm learning fairly quickly, but I highly doubt that. One last visit that I was able to make yesterday was to an orphanage that Fred has also started.
Jambo. Jambo. Na wengine hawasemi, semeni wote. Tena.
Jambo!
Kila mtu na muangalia, sema Derek. Sema ni Derek. Derek.
Yeah, actually, the elementary school, there are those who go to school. So you
Some of them here?
Yeah,
okay,
actually,
I see, right?
Yeah. So, but in the evening now you can see all of them here.
Very good at singing.
Singing a song, who has the final say?
Who has the final say?
Yeah, Jehovah
So who
has the final say.
Jehovah has the
Yeah,
final
so they
say,
know
of
that
course.
it's God who has the final say even concerning the situation.
even the little one over there singing.
Yeah. Some were rescued just 1 week old.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so the mother threw them and left, took off.
How often does that happen?
Like after every 2 months, 2 months, 3 months. So sometimes you find it becomes a challenge to take in more because of the constrained resources.
Where do they all live? Do they live here?
Yeah, they all live here. And just as the primary school, we also just depend on well-wishers. Yeah, we don't have maybe contact people. So just have well-wishers who will come and just help them in one way or the other. And actually, much of the work is done by Fred.
Okay,
So
right.
the one who
Fred,
try
yeah,
to
he does so much
to
work.
get resources from friends to feed them.
And who started this?
It's Fred.
Fred started this one as well,
Yeah.
Fred, by the way, is the man who has organized all of the programs that I am working with here. So I'm not sure if I got to talk about him before, but his ministry specifically works with children who are in poverty or have been abused, neglected, or in many cases abandoned. He really values education and thinks that everyone should have a fair chance to basically make something of themselves and have the opportunity to education. I've been told about the unfortunate fact that throughout most of Kenya's small history, whenever it came to education, it was usually down to money, whether you would be educated or not. Thankfully, that has changed recently, or it's in the process of changing, and Fred kind of dedicates his work to helping those who might possibly not be able to be educated. So the baby's home that I went to yesterday takes care of around, I think, 36 children who are all under the age of 3.5. And how many kids are there?
There are like 6.
How often do you guys have like new kids come in?
Sorry?
New children. How often do new ones come in?
Okay, like now we are not taking new kids because we don't have finances, we don't have enough space.
Yeah.
Because the house is full now. But last year and maybe part of this year we have been rescuing babies. You know, they are less good. And then the children office then brings the babies here. But now we have stopped them for now. They can take them to maybe another orphanage until we are stable.
Right.
Yeah, because right now we are not stable. We don't have finances. We are struggling with food, with clothes, with everything. By the time we are stable, then we can rescue more. Yeah.
And how many houses like this are there around the area?
For babies, just this one.
Just this one?
Yeah, just this one. The others are for maybe bigger boys and girls.
I saw one of them has a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, with the Mickey Mouse.
Was that who had Mickey Mouse?
Yeah. The toy.
Yeah, toy Mickey Mouse. I introduced myself. How is everybody? And they didn't speak very much English, but they were all incredibly excited to see me and greet me. Asante. I see someone has a Mickey Mouse back there. Mickey Mouse?
Oh yeah.
Interacting with people around here is very interesting, especially with the kids. So anytime whenever I'm walking or usually on the bike, we'll ride past a group of kids and they see me. Not many people who are white come around here. So a lot of these kids have never seen a white person before, and when they do, it's kind of like the highlight of their entire day or week, or I don't know. So there's a word for white person, and it is mazungu, which is Swahili. We rode past this primary school, and there were a lot of kids out in the field that were playing sports, and they saw me coming by, and this huge swarm of like 50 small kids, probably around middle school age, just ran toward me, and they were all yelling, "Mazungu, Mazungu!" And they all waved at me, and almost every time that I pass someone up, they either yell Mazungu or they say hi and how are you. Unfortunately, I usually don't have enough time to respond to the how are yous, but they appreciate the waving or the fact of just seeing me, so I guess I'm pretty popular. I've seen quite a few more herds that have been kind of on the side of the road throughout town. Some goats that are like tied to trees, and it's interesting to see how how the livestock is like managed around here. And then a few pigs, a baby piglet actually on the side of the road that was milking, I saw yesterday. Whenever I was leaving the orphanage, we had passed up someone's house, and there was a little boy in the yard, and he saw me, and rather than the typical mazungu or how are you, he kind of jumped up and he just yelled, "High five!" So he ran into the road as we were passing by, and he was yelling, "High five!" And I looked back and waved at him, and he waved at me and was very stoked that that the Mzungu was waving at him. I joked later on, because we were on our way to lunch at the time, that if I didn't wave, he might have followed us all the way to the restaurant. And then I finally had, on the way back from the secondary school, there were a lot of kids that were getting out, so everyone was yelling and excited to see me, and it is absolutely hilarious. I even had two of them actually reach out and touch my arm, which is apparently something that is very exciting because, I've never touched white skin before. I was able to work with the English teacher at the secondary school yesterday for a few hours, and also talk with the associate principal, I believe. We had talked about education in the United States as compared to education here, and as well as other parts of the world. For the most part, a lot of the curriculum and the way that the schools work are similar to the way that they are structured in the United States. Their days seem to be a lot longer. They start at around 8 a.m. and then they finish at 5 p.m. In this specific school, there's also boarding houses, and everyone who goes to the school lives there. But that goes along with the fact that a lot of these kids came off of the streets and came into the school. We talked a little bit about the breaks as well, that they go to school for I think 2 or 3 months, and then they'll have a month off, and then they'll go for 2 or 3 more months and have a month off, as compared to we Americans who get our 3-month summer vacation. And of course we talked about the fact that teachers are not paid nearly enough. But especially at the orphanage that I visited, it was really great to meet the staff. They don't get paid at all, and it is purely based on volunteer work.
We thank God because even the staff here, they're purely volunteering. They're not paid anything. They're just
wonderful.
people who come, to just do that one. But there is nothing like, okay, this is what they get every month. No. Yeah, what they'll do, maybe if there is something just to appreciate them once in a while, that is it. But majorly, they volunteer fully. It's full time.
So it's definitely really admirable for a group of people to go out and serve these poor kids like that. And I got to interview a little bit one of the women who worked at the orphanage, and it's really sad to say that to feed all 30 or so of the kids that they have, it only takes $15 a day. So how much is it to feed them, probably by week?
By a week?
Or even by day, yeah.
By day we take, they use 1,500 every day, Kenya shillings.
Okay.
1,500 every day.
So that's about 15 USD, yeah. So what do you think your greatest need is here?
Sorry?
Your greatest need in the house?
Our greatest need is food. Food, medical field, and clothing, diapers.
Yeah. And they're trying very hard to help these kids, of which, as I said, some of them have just been totally abandoned and thrown out. So most of all, the fact that we have these people that are there to show them love is especially great to see.
They need love, they need care, they need attention, they need everything from us. We are the parents. We struggle very much on the side of food. Food.
So, and you said that's $15 US dollars. That's 1,500 shillings, right?
Yeah, 1,500 shillings per day.
Right.
Yeah. And also we have some babies who go to school, and some are here, they have not gone to school for the last 2 weeks because of the means of transport.
Oh, right.
They cannot walk.
Yeah,
and
the
we have been
elementary
using
school,
them.
it's a bit distance.
Yeah, right.
We have been using motorbike, sometimes you don't have the money to pay the motorbike. They also don't have toys.
Mickey Mouse and the dinosaur, right?
Mickey Mouse and the dinosaur. Nothing else.
Yes, right.
Sometimes in fact for the
Mickey Mouse, though, I know it's hard. Mickey Mouse is a very wanted guy, a popular fella, that Mickey Mouse.
You'll need some water meanwhile as well.
Oh yeah, I'll take some. That sounds very good.
Yeah.
Thank
Or
you.
you should have this one, is the one that is a bit cold.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The chicken's coming in to say hello.
The chicken.
Yeah.
Jogo is coming to say hello.
So do you guys raise the animals here as well then?
Yeah, you have cows and chicken.
Okay, right.
Right now it is very cold, so they don't lay. So we buy.
Right.
But when it is hot, they lay eggs, we don't buy.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And when they are many, we can slaughter some and have the meat.
How many chickens do you
babies.
have? How many chickens are there?
We had almost 70.
So that.
But they died because of coccidiosis. Yeah.
So how many?
Like 35, 38. When they lay every day, maybe a day we can collect 8 to 10 eggs.
That's wonderful.
But
Yeah.
right now, because it is cold, it is raining. Maybe you collect 1 or 2.
Is there anything like with the babies that I can help out with while I'm here?
You can pray for them.
I can pray. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
you will.
I will pray.
for
Yes,
them.
yes.
And also pray for our house mummies to have more
We all need a
grace.
lot more of that, definitely.
A lot more grace.
Dear God, dear Father, I want to thank you for bringing me to this beautiful home with all of these beautiful children. I pray, Father, that you bless them and that you just bless this house and that you watch over and that you will give everyone hope and faith and the grace that only you can provide. Dear God, just allow us to work in your name and do all the good things that you ask us to do. In your Son, Christ's name, I pray. Thank you.
Amen. So many amen. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen.
And I gave practically every one of them a high five before I left.
Did
you guys give high fives?
But when you send me high five,
Oh, yes, high fives. All of the high fives. You get one. Everybody gets high five. Yes. That was a good one. Oh, there you go. Pass them around. Oh, how many high fives do you think you get? High five. Where's Mickey Mouse? Can I give Mickey Mouse a high five? Mickey Mouse. Both of the toys. How did you get both of the toys? Can Mickey Mouse give me a high five? Oh, Mickey. Oh, yeah. Okay. The dinosaur gets a high five. High five. Yeah, you guys want high fives? I'll pass them on. High five. High five. Everybody gets a high five. Let's say hi to the camera, Joseph.
Hi.
And then this is the children's home. Yes, from the ages of 0 to about 3. 3 is the oldest. 3.5.
Yeah.
And one saying bye bye again. No more high fives though. We don't have time for so many high fives. I'll be back there for more. So I will update you guys once again whenever the day ends, as long as I don't fall asleep like last night, and let you know how my lesson plan went. So on that note, practicing my Swahili a bit, I would like to say kwaheri, which means goodbye to the masses, of course. And if I'm talking to you specifically, kwaheri. I'm learning